There's some inventory that's about to hit the market, and I'm not sure if you know where it's coming from. This is Ron Wysokarski for the Black Hole of Real Estate. And right now, there are a lot of sellers that were on the market up through December 31st, and their listings expired. And a few have come back on the market, but it's been trickling in kind of slow, like it does every year. And now that we're at the end of January, we probably have forgotten that all those listings expired. There's just nothing to look at. But here's the thing. There are some things that are conspiring in a good way to get more inventory out there. Number one, if someone was on the market and they went off on December 31st, they expired, they probably have heard from a bunch of agents trying to relist that property. They've also been thinking, geez, you know what, I'm through the holidays, I got all the Christmas stuff put away, maybe now I should get back on the market, and they'll do that. They might have just needed a break from being on the market in the holidays. And they're like, okay, you know what? Maybe my football team lost. I'm ready to go on the market. There's legitimately some people out there that did not want to sell their home during the football playoffs because they don't want to be bothered over the weekend when they're trying to watch the game. I'm not making this up. That's a real thing. I would also tell you there's some people out there that believe in a strategy of taking it off for 30 days to reset some date counters. And in the MLS, you might get the cumulative days on market to reset to zero. But the minute you go online to any of the portals out there, you're going to see the property is on the market, off the market. There's no way to hide it. 10 years ago, sure, that strategy would have worked. Like a lot of things might have worked 10 years ago that don't work today. However, if you're on the market, needed a break, they're coming back on. If they had to watch football, they're coming back on. If they think they're resetting date counters, they're coming back on too. And by the way, January 31st, it's a fraction of the number of properties expiring than it would be on December 31st. So what you're going to see over the next week or two is a number of properties hitting the market. There's also an influence because the government bought a couple $1 billion in bonds, which helped the rates come down. Now, there wasn't a Fed rate drop. The rates just came down because there was a lot of liquidity put into the market buying bonds, and it made the interest rates get lower, a shade below 6% right now. That's getting people off the fence too. You may not know this stat, but I'll tell it to you. Right now, there are more mortgages nationwide above 6% interest rate than there are below. So this feeling that everybody's waiting because they got 2 and 3% mortgages and not going to sell, that's less than half of the homeowners out there right now. That number's going to go down every month. And then there's a Fed meeting January 27th and 28th. That might also help lower interest rates. So there's a lot of things that are going to happen in the next week or two to bring in more inventory and more buyers. So the market's about to take a moment to maybe get ready for a move. And within that move, there's going to be opportunity. So I would be watching this if I was either buying or selling or even thinking about it because there's a move about to happen. And now you know. This is your host, Ron Wysokarski for the Black Hole of Real Estate.